guessing that most of my viewers probably are not mechanics, probably don't know anything I want to talk about yesterday. I'm going to show you a few of these parts. I've got them kind of laid out here. Now this is was part of the distributor. I've got that little module unplugged. There's a pickup coil in there. I'm going to show you each of these parts that I've got. Now I was playing around with different modules, different. I put the other distributor in there because I know it worked. This is that little pickup coil. This one's bad, by the way. Let me show you that rotor if I can find it here. There's another module. I got 4 or 5 of these things. They're real common on GMO through the mid '90s GM stuff. Here's a different rotor. Now, I can't find the one that I had in this distributor yesterday. It's here somewhere in my room. Like I can't find it. This one. I had this one with me yesterday, and I'm sure this one would have worked if I just tried it. But I went ahead and bought another one because it was close to the O'Reilly's. Now this is the distributor kit. This sits. Hang on, if I can do this. Balance it here. If I can show you. This is kind of hard to do. This sits here. This rotor, if I can find it, where'd it go? An ignition coil. Just had it. This sits here. It only goes on one way, and I got to play with. But this sits here, and then the cap sits on top, just like that. That turns. Well, this gear is driven by there's a gear in the bottom. It's driven by the camshaft, and there's like a hex, the rod that goes down and turns the oil pump. That's common on engines up to later '90s, and then the newer ignition systems are completely, for gas engines, are completely different. They use the much earlier up through the late '60s. They used points type ignition. God, I hate points. You're forever either adjusting them or replacing them. They'll burn after a while. Your engine runs crappy, so you have to go in there and replace them and then re-gap and stuff. And I seriously hate points. That's me, though. I don't know. Some guys love the old carbureted point type engines. Yeah, if you like playing with points and carburetors, you go that route. This is throttle body. This is throttle body fuel system, and it normally works pretty good. To quote, I think it was Sleeper Dude, he said, the fuel injected engines either they work or they don't. Okay, just thought I'd show a few parts. So let me get back to that rotor, so you can see it fell off there. I don't see it. Well, let me show you the ignition coil. I've got about 3 or 4 of these. When I'm a junk guy, I usually pick them up. Several things I'm gonna change. I did it this morning, but I just figured I started this engine for about 3 hours yesterday, trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with it. This is you can see there's 2 wires that plug in there. There's a wire from this little module. This thing picks up the signal from that pickup coil. There's some electronics in there. I don't know quite all. It makes a spark for the. This is a pickup coil that there's a magnet that swirls around in there and makes this thing work. It gives a little impulse and to make the whole thing work. I'm sure there's somebody here on YouTube that's been explaining the electronic ignition better than me. So I thought I'd show for the non-mechanics here. Of course, it's probably most people here are probably not going to understand anything I just showed you anyway. I've been messing around with car engines since I was about 10 years old. So I've kind of kept up with a lot of this stuff. Okay, still love this crazy world. Let's make life interesting. Love you all. Bye bye.